Good afternoon, Jonesboro Rotarians. Happy New Year. It's great to have everybody back. We got a great turnout today, so I'm real happy to see everybody here. It's good to see Carl on the back table there. So fresh back from, I guess, one of your important secret missions. Good to see you. If y'all will bow with me, I'll return thanks. Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for all of our blessings. And we thank you for giving us the opportunity to serve as Rotarians to make the world and our community a better place for all. And we ask this in your name. Amen. Okay, again, welcome. We'll start out with announcements. Does anyone, any announcements from the memberships?
Yeah. Backpack.
If not, okay.
Backpack next week.
Backpack Pals next Thursday, 8:30 at CUOC. So we'll be glad to have that started back again. Chavern Spivey is here. Everybody welcome Chavern. Hey! All right. I'll put around a few of these upcoming calendar schedules on the tables. I'll go over a few of them. I ran into our former honorary member, Dr. Dean Kessler, a few weeks ago. Getting my car inspected, and Dean was having his truck inspected at the same time. So I said, Dean, you ought to come give another program. Like years ago, if we had a program and something happened and they couldn't be there, Dean would stand up and give an impromptu program on anything. And so Dean is going to be here in 2 weeks. And he said, I don't know. He said, I might talk about Antarctica. So I said, well, that sounds interesting. So anyway, Dean Kessler will be here in 2 weeks to have a program. Let's see. Satellite meeting was postponed this past Tuesday due to the weather, and I think that was a good call because it was pretty rough at that 6 o'clock time. So satellite meeting will be next Tuesday, Smoke and Barrel. We have our bourbon auction. Satellite Club will be having that the first Tuesday in February, which is February 6th. And there'll be emails and info coming out. But if you'd like to donate a bottle of bourbon to the auction, there'll be more info about that coming out. And also, our district governor, Van Lankford, wants to come. He's going to be at that satellite meeting. So he wants to come check it out. And he also wants to, we'll allot some time for him to speak at that meeting. So that'll be, try to come if you can, because we want to have a good turnout, especially for our district governor. On the calendar that I passed out, every noon meeting that is in blue, we do not have a program scheduled yet. So if you got any ideas, let me know, or go ahead and try to line one up and just let me know the date, that kind of thing. But so we're good through January, but then we'll need to be working, and I'm open to ideas. Larry gave me a good idea a while ago about University of North Carolina baseball. Since their coach is originally from Sanford, may try to get Scott Forbes here. So we'll be working on that.
They did the programs with the guys last week, and it was really good, they told me.
I think that'd be a good program. And I know Wayne would love to be here for that.
I'm going to talk to him.
I think Virginia actually has a baseball team also. Let's see, any other announcements? Let me go down the list here. Of course, district conference is coming up April 25th through 28th in New Bern. I'm going. I think Jim Miller is registered, or he's going to register. It's going to be a great, and of course Debbie will be there for sure, because she'll actually be there in person ahead of time, rather than a corrugated cutout. Anyway, it's going to be a great conference, and I'm excited about going to Newbern. I've never actually been there other than like one afternoon passing through, so looking forward to that. February 3rd, Saturday, Grants Management Seminars in Asheboro. I've signed up to go to that. If anybody else would like to, it's a mandatory attendance by at least one person, so the club can qualify for grants next year. So I don't know, Jeremy, I don't know if you are going to sign up for that, but if you do, let me know and we'll carpool again. Okay, bragging bucks. How many bragging bucks? Okay, Rupert.
Yeah, I'm with my wife Margaret and I celebrated our 50th anniversary December 30th. So,
Congratulations. Deb?
So, I would like to present to you, because you weren't present last year, I was cleaning closets out this week, and I did a survival kit for my presidents. And y'all remember my theme, believe in the magic of Rotary. So here's your survival kit.
All right.
Because since our president last year didn't go to any district functions, I never had the opportunity to give it to him, so you can have that.
Okay.
And then I don't know how many of y'all have noticed what the theme is for next year.
Saw it yesterday.
The magic of Rotary. So I was a head start with believe in the magic of Rotary.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
I was like, that's Stephanie Urchick, who is from our, zone, and that's going to be her theme.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Give that to Neil there. Any other bragging bucks? Peggy?
It's kind of a sad bragging buck, but my mom passed away on Christmas Eve. But the brag is she lived to be 95 years old, had a wonderful life, has 5 fabulous children, and 29 grandchildren and great-grandchildren. So she had a good run, and now she's with my dad, who's been gone for 30 years, so I hope they're doing the polka up in heaven.
Wow. Okay, Robert has a brag.
I want to brag on Terry McMillan. I don't know if any of y'all have ever been in the video business, but dragging that crap around everywhere you go must not be fun. But for those of us who watch the links that Terry puts out there, and you can keep up with things in your community, find out about people getting engaged, people's funerals, whatever. But it's a tremendous asset to the community, I think, about what Terry's willing to do, to be there on the scene when things happen in Lee County. So I'm bragging on Terry.
There you go. All right. All right. One more book.
So y'all got to stay tuned to all my videos at least once a month until you find out what's going on. It's gonna be a real thing. Peggy know the answer. Dave know the answer now, and they promised to keep it secret. So stay tuned for Ever Hitchcock.
Don't ask me.
I know nothing. I know nothing.
I'll make 2 more announcements. I'm very proud to say that Jonesboro is now, we've attained the $100 per member Polio Plus contribution for the year. And that has been sent in and accepted. So that's a huge deal. And I've collected signatures from a few of our Rotarians, and we're transferring points to non-Paul Harris fellows. And this afternoon, I'm going to FedEx to Chicago, the paperwork, and we'll be a 100% Paul Harris Fellow Club for the second or third time, at least the second time in our history. So that's a pretty big accomplishment. So we've got one more item to take care of to be a Triple Crown winner, and that will be our foundation contributions, which that's actually the easiest of the 3. So anyway, very proud of that. Now we're going to turn it over to Peggy, and we're going to have a program on our great Temple Theater. So let's welcome Peggy.
So I have a few stats sheets, if you want to pass those around and share. I'm part of the advocacy and lobbying group in North Carolina called Arts NC that lobbies the state and the federal government for arts funding. So if you want to look at some statistics about what the arts add to North Carolina, it's actually pretty fascinating and wonderful. I also want to welcome my guest. I forgot to introduce Seth. Seth Boyle, who is our new marketing director at the Temple. Seth grew up in Sanford, has deep ties in this community, and grew up at the Temple doing shows. You last saw him last year in All Shook Up. He's a fabulous actor, but he's even more fabulous as our box office marketing director. And Seth has just put together this presentation for me. So it'll be a debut for all of us. So I'm gonna watch it. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm really, really proud that we could hire Seth. He graduated from UNC Chapel Hill with a degree in marketing. He worked for the Chapel Hill Chamber of Commerce for 2 years. And then when this job at the Temple opened up, we had a brief conversation. He's like, I want the job. And I was like, I want you. So I'm really excited about where he can take us, especially as next season is our centennial. So I'm really excited about having Seth. Oh, I need my glasses. Sorry, pause. So I think most of you know the Temple about our main stage shows. So today I'm going to give you a little more information about an overview of what we do. And first and foremost, I want to thank Rotary and all of you for your support of Temple over the years. It really makes a big difference to us. And last year, Temple gave out over $5,000 in scholarships. So it's a big part of what we do, making everything affordable. We never turn a child away who's interested in our programs, and a lot of that is thanks to you. This year we celebrate 39 years of bringing professional live theater, quality children's programs, and world-class special events to historic downtown Sanford. Due to the COVID shutdown and the slow recovery systemically in the arts sector, the theater is currently in dire need of funding, but our future for the first time in a couple years looks really bright. The Temple Theater currently focuses 1/3 of our funds on our staff and time to education. The impetus for the focus shift happened during the pandemic, when the Temple Theater offered numerous online and in-person classes at the request of parents, students, and local actors needing a safe, creative environment. Temple Theater actually eliminated one main stage professional show to have more time for our educational showcases and productions. This is a big deal. Temple Theater was the recipient of the 2022-2023 North Carolina Theater Conference Constance Welsh Theater for Youth Award. This is statewide recognition for our fabulous youth training, performance opportunities, and conservatories. They only give it out to one theater a year, and Temple received it this year, and we're really, really proud of that. We also provide a myriad of cultural education programs for Lee County children. Many of these programs are offered at a nominal fee, and others are offered at no charge. The Temple's outreach philosophy is to make its programs as affordable to the public as possible. This past summer, our conservatories had 151 youth enrolled. We did 5 productions. We did Finding Nemo, Leap Day, Seussical, and Macbeth. And Macbeth this year, our Shakespeare program continues to grow. We pull in kids from all over the state because we do the best Shakespeare for young people programs in the state. And we had over 27 kids involved in that show, which is a record for us and really exciting. We also offer year-round Temple Academy classes. There are 111 students in our Fall Academy, and our Winter Spring Academy starts in 3 weeks. Enrollment is now open, and it looks like we're going to have record enrollment for this year as well. I know a lot of you have seen our Temple Teen Touring Ensemble. That's a troupe of 18 teenagers. It's audition only. Again, we get kids from 6 different counties who come and audition for this. We pick the cream of the crop. They do a 30-minute show throughout the season as part of our outreach program. Student matinees are offered for all appropriate main stage shows, and our student matinee audiences are near capacity. sometimes over capacity. Don't tell the fire marshal. The teachers are given a pre-show study guide and their post-show talkbacks with the cast and the crew. We publish summer youth conservatories and academy class brochures and send numerous email blasts as well as inclusion on the website. We try to get the word out as best we can. Marketing these days is tough, but now that we have Seth, we're getting the word out even better than ever. We also do in-school job fairs and career days attended by our education director throughout the year. Field trips and tours are offered free of charge if you ever want to see what we do. A lot of people know the temple just for the main stage, the main theater building. We actually have 5 buildings. We have the 3 on Carthage Street. We have a giant warehouse space, and we have an actor housing space at the corner of Weatherspoon and Spring Lane, which we've done a lot of repairs and restoration on this year. So if you haven't driven by lately, drive by and go, ooh, they've done a great job. Looks good. We also partner with local community college, CCCC, and we offer multicultural lectures and special events. We also partner with the Stevens Center. I'm really proud of this. We do 2 sensory-friendly matinees for youth and adults annually. Those are also usually sold out or near capacity. And how that works is that we take out any loud noises, any strobing lights, anything that can cause a trigger or a reaction. We also provide a safe space. If people need to leave the theater, we leave the lights on at half, so if people need to walk up and down the aisles. We encourage people that need to make noise during the show to make noise during the show. It's really a wonderful opportunity, and it's amazing to see young people and adults with disabilities packing into the temple and enjoying one of our main stage shows. We use our Youth Academy actors and technicians in every appropriate main stage production. It is now part of our mission statement. We really try to include our young people who take our classes, who enroll in private lessons, and we give them the opportunity to work with professional actors and designers. As we still are recovering from COVID, the shows, youth programs, and special events continue to offer professional, affordable, locally produced productions. This coming season, Temple Theater offers most of our contracts to regional performers, musicians, and artisans, as well as artists from New York, Colorado, Chicago, and the West Coast. The Temple Theater 23-24 main stage season started off with a bang with Annie, in which 21 adults and 16 regional youth performed. And the Temple Theater, to clear this up for the 39th year, is not a community theater. All the adults get paid. All of the artists get paid. All of the designers get paid. It's one of the reasons we work really hard on our fundraising and our corporate support and our advertising, is so that we can give local talent in particular a decent wage to perform and use their talents. Annie had a lot of sold out performances, and it was a really big hit. People seemed to love it. We followed that with Ken Ludwig's Baskerville, which was the Sherlock Holmes mystery, featuring local talent as well as actors from High Point and LA. For the holidays, A Christmas Story, which a lot of you saw. Thank you for attending that show. I hope you had a great time. We sold out almost 9 of our 15 performances. So we'll be doing that show again. And again, we were able to feature our Academy students, and that was a totally local cast and crew and creative team. To kick off 2024, we started rehearsals last week, and we're doing this hysterical comedy, and it really is funny. It's called Till Death Do Us Part. It was written by the writers of The Golden Girls. It's directed by Craig Ryan. This is his 10th time at the Temple. He is a New York-based director that I've worked with for obviously many years, and he is back. After that, we're doing The Musical of Musicals, The Musical, which is a spoof on musicals, and again, very funny. I like to do in the winter when it's a little gloomy, not today, it's gorgeous, something that makes people laugh. You don't have to think very hard. Just come in, be entertained, have a great time, celebrate with your community, your family, your friends, and go home with a smile on your face. And I'm really excited that our season finale will be the $1 Million Quartet. For those of you who don't know that show, it's live musicians on stage. It's actually based on true events. It's when Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins, and Jerry Lee Lewis met at Sun Records. And here's the real kicker. We have 90% of our cast did the national tour, has been doing this show forever, nationally, internationally, huge theaters across the country, and they're all coming to Sanford to do this production, including our very own technical director, Jacob Barton, who took a year off from doing $1 Million Quartet to come and help us out as the TD and be in our shows here. So I'm really excited about that one. One of our long-term goals is to continue to diversify our casting and our audience base. It's challenging here in Sanford, but we're making a little bit better strides. Every year gets a little better, and then we take a step backwards, and now we're continuing to move forward. Our marketing continues to expand to reach new demographics through the relocation guide and collaboration with El Refugio and the local chapter of the NAACP, but we still need to engage our existing donors and patrons. Temple Theater has a booming e-blast newsletter that reaches over 11,000 households with an open rate of 41%, which is well over the national average of 22%. Post-pandemic, our social media audience has increased by 35%. We have doubled our sustaining donors through the newsletter and social media posts. Multiple new businesses that are relocating to Sanford or are opening in Sanford are being recruited for upcoming sponsorships and advertising for our new season, next season, which will be our centennial year. Student audiences have been targeted for special discount performances for every production. We are an active member of a new cohort that's been formed in Lee County called the Lee County Schools Visual Arts Liaison, and I'm trying to find somebody there to help us get the club going here.
Okay.
So we have a meeting coming up in 2 weeks. I'll keep you posted. A Temple Teen alumni group, of which Seth is a member, has been formed to engage past participants. We have guild and ambassador programs, both volunteer-based, and they are support organizations that have increased membership through community outreach and active recruitment. Our ambassador program actually just happened last night because we had to cancel our Tuesday night as well. And how that works is our ambassadors come in, they pay $20 a piece. We have a huge spread and free beer, wine, and soft drinks. They get to meet the cast, the crew, and the creative team. They are invited to watch rehearsal that night, but they are given 4 free tickets for opening night. And then they are charged with going out to the community and giving those tickets to people who either haven't been to the temple, who have a special interest in this particular show, or who they think would really enjoy coming to the temple for the first time. That pads our opening night audience, so that way our buzz gets started early with larger numbers, and it also gets new people into the temple. I have found over my 17 years, if people come once, they'll come back. But the biggest challenge is getting people to come once. So if you're interested in being an ambassador, I would love to talk more about that. And we are also trying to expand our board. We currently are at 6 members because of people moving out of the state or health reasons having to remove themselves from the board. So we are actively looking for new board members. Terry McMillian is one of our great board members. So if you'd like to be on the board or know anyone who would be interested in this community, we only meet 4 times a year. And we have a holiday party, so that's 5 obligations throughout the year. And it's a great way to help support the temple and learn more about what we do. This is really exciting. In 2023, a capital improvement project was completed. Woohoo! It was supposed to take 6 months. It took 2.5 years. Woohoo! But we transformed our former black box space into 3 new accessible classroom rehearsal rooms. This has been a long time in the making and will, for the first time in Temple's 99-year history, allow us to offer special needs classes. We have fully accessible classrooms now and rehearsal space, and it really opens up a whole world for us that I have been wanting to do since I got here. We also received some funding from the North Carolina legislature this year, and long-term plans include new seats and flooring in the theater with wider seats. Look around, that's all I have to say about that. And cup holders, look around, that's all I have to say about that. So we're really excited about that. We're dealing with a couple companies now to get a good quote. We hope to get those installed in May so that we have brand new seats and flooring for our centennial celebration next year. As we amp up for next year, there are still challenges. As I mentioned, we need more board members. We need to do better at fundraising, and we have a very small staff. However, many long-term goals will be reached in the upcoming season, and new board recruitment is ongoing. We hope to bring new energy and representation from our changing community here in Sanford to the Temple Theater. Again, thank you for all that Rotary does for this community. Temple Theater really appreciates your support, and I look forward to future projects and future collaborations. And now, if anybody has any questions, I'm here. If not, thank you very much.
Jim Miller, could you step up just a minute? We got one more little presentation. You know, the Temple Theater is in our budget for charitable contributions every year, so we'd like to present the Temple with a donation of $250.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Does that say you're very happy?
All I have to say is, Terry put the PS at the bottom. I do not claim responsibility.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And
And again, we do a lot of stuff.
here's the actual check. You can't.
Excellent. I can't have that.
You can't keep it.
Peggy?
Yes.
I did have a question for you is, have you recovered financially from the COVID shutdown and all that kind of stuff?
We have not.
I didn't anticipate that you
We're
would,
about
but
70%.
70?
Yeah. We were pre-COVID and we were on an upward trend. And
Yeah.
it's quite heartbreaking.
Yeah.
We were about $1.4 million budget at that point.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, if I add all kinds of numbers in there to pad the budget a little bit, we're hovering right at $1 million. But honestly, we're about at $850,000
Wow.
that I'm willing to spend just because I'm being very cautious. We're still producing smaller shows.
Right.
We're still using less union hires and more local talent, which I'm all for anyway. But, you know, we used to bring a lot more people in from New York and LA and Chicago. We've curtailed that due to expense. And we've had to put a lot of really cool projects on hold that will help expand the temple's reach. But again, as this year has proven, people are starting to come back. This year's the brightest we've had since COVID, and Christmas Story was great. The holiday shows always do well. The January, February show will be the real proof in the pudding to see how well we're doing, because I am guaranteeing $1 Million Quartet will sell out. They're $1 Million Quartet groupies all over the place. We've already had people calling and saying, I'm bringing a group from Tennessee. I was like,
Oh,
okay. So that should be a big hit. Engagement's tricky. People are coming back, and then this new strain of whatever it's called now, I had it over the holidays. I was sick for 6 weeks with no name. So then the
RSV
older
or
bus
something, or-
tours, it's not RSV.
What's that?
It's compromised lungs.
You have compromised
With a
lungs?
respiratory infection. I know, that's what I said. What, did they do something with the liver while I was So then we rely pretty heavily on those bus tours.
Yeah.
And so if older people from those homes or organizations or churches get spooked, then, and cancel like 2 days before, well, that's 80 tickets that we had counted on. And we can't do an after-show clearance sale. You know, if people don't show up, they don't show up. Our shows cost anywhere from $30,000 to $90,000 to produce. Those costs are fixed, and those costs are rising. Actors need to be paid more. Set construction costs more. Costumes, everything, as you all know, we've all gone to the grocery store, costs more. So we have to spend it to produce the quality of show I want to produce, and then just hope people come. So slowly, they're coming back. I'm really proud because I also have a lot of friends who run theaters across the country. And I can tell you with 100% honesty that of the 5 producers I know, we are the only theater that is not running at a deficit,
Really?
at a pretty big deficit.
Good for you.
There are big theaters that are on the verge. The St. Louis Repertory Theater, where I grew up, which is a huge, $10 million a year organization, is on the verge of folding. They're over $3 million in debt. My friends out in Portland, where I go most summers, have had a deficit of over $250,000 for the last 2 years. So because I'm the cheapest boss in town, we've been able to stay pretty steady, but we haven't been able to put any money in the bank. So moving forward, again, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm being very, very conservative on my budgeting, but it looks better.
Yeah.
You know, barring unforeseen circumstances, we're headed in the right direction.
Thank you, Peggy.
Thank you.
And
thank you,
Mr. Miller, it's time for our pots of gold. First drawing of the year coming up, I think.
Week 1 and week 2, we've got 2 this week.
Okay.
And I would love our beautiful host, guest, to do, you do one, Seth can do one. You're the beautiful one, he's the good looking
What are our numbers, Jim?
Pardon?
How many have we sold?
How many we sold?
We have not made enough.
That's pretty much what I say every day.
Repeat
Just under 500,
program.
okay? We're getting there, slow but sure. We had a nice turn-in today. Hopefully we'll have a turn-in next week. All right, young lady, dig in there and find us a winner.
All right. That's gonna be a good one.
Charlotte Finger, Jeremy.
She's 2 years old.
College
She'll be
fund.
happy about it.
Yeah.
529 plan.
Yeah, that's right.
529 plan.
And now it's Seth's turn.
Mr. Seth? Add to the list, please, kind sir. Thank you. And Mr. Spivey.
Mr. Spivey.
Oh, there's 2 of them. Yeah, there's 3 of them in our club.
David Spivey.
Sold by.
I'll give you that 20 after the meeting.
Hey, aren't you Carolina fans?
All right, thanks all very much. Thank you, Peggy.
Welcome to Sanford.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Sanford.
Jeremy, since you had one of the winning selling tickets, would you mind closing us with the four-way test pledge?
Four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. First, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.